Cryosphere is highly important for sustainability of socio-ecological systems and livelihoods of peoples in the cold regions. Frozen commons are resources or lands with snow, ice, permafrost, held, used, protected, and managed by groups of people together. Defined as shared resources collectively used and managed by indigenous peoples, local communities, governments, and external stakeholders, these frozen commons are critical to life in the cold regions.
Climate change affects frozen commons and creates uncertainty for local people and stakeholders to make decisions about things like travel, infrastructure, and subsistence. Together with the Arctic, Mongolia is one of the hotspots of a rapidly warming climate. In particular, changes are fast in Khövsgöl province, the northernmost of Mongolia's provinces, named after the stunning Lake Khövsgöl, one of the most beautiful freshwater lakes in the world.
It draws people's attention by majestic mountains, freshest waters, and diverse landscapes. Most importantly, the region serves as a homeland for nomadic communities, Dukha reindeer herders and Darkhad cattle herders. For millennia, they have developed and retained respectful, reciprocal, and responsible relationships with the land, which depends on snow, ice, and permafrost in this cold region. Nomadic herders have maintained rich traditional knowledge systems with a deep and intricate understanding of their frozen environments. Learning from these communities about the ways of governing unique snow, ice, and permafrost landscapes is crucial for adaptation to climate change. These landscapes, together with the governance systems, form frozen commons that are currently experiencing rapid transformations in this region.
Our project studies frozen commons in the Khövsgöl province based on collaboration between nomadic herders, artists, and researchers, including permafrost and social scientists.
In the spring and summer of 2022, 2023, and 2024, a group of team members visited the settlements of Sagandur Sum, as well as Dukha reindeer herders camps and the Bayanzurk Sum and Darkhad herding families in the Khövsgöl province. During repeated community visits, we built trust, conducted interviews, observations, and field surveys, as well as learned from each other, traveled together, and shared our own experiences to develop and enhance meaningful collaboration. In each study site, project researchers and community partners collaboratively explored relationships with the frozen matter, and research questions were adjusted based on local interests and concerns expressed in conversations.
Bayanzurk means rich heart in Mongolian. Bayanzurk is home to predominantly the Darkhad people, known for their rich cultural heritage and traditional way of life.
The Darkhad depression is named after its indigenous people who have preserved their traditional nomadic herding practices for generations. The Darkhad people tend to herds of cattle, horses, sheep, goats, camels, and yaks, which provide essential resources such as milk, meat, clothing, and transportation. Saganur means white lake in Mongolian, where Dukha people live. They are also known as Satan or reindeer herding people. The Dukha are renowned for their deep connection to reindeer. The Dukha primarily live in eastern and western Taiga Mountains, a remote boreal forest region where reindeer provide milk, meat, and hides, as well as assistance with transportation. Khövsgöl communities consider frozen commons a vital resource that holds significant importance in their daily lives. Ice and snow have many uses, such as a source of water, winter transport, and the basis of cultural events.
Бидний амьдрал цас мөс хамгийн чухал үүрэгтэй. Ялангуяа хүйтний улиралд давхан усаа зөвхөн цас мөсөөр л залгуулна. Тэр ч бүхэл мөсийг хагалж жижиглээд машинд арчиж зарж борлуулдаг хүмүүс ч бий. Давхын мөсийг бэлтгэх тохиромжтой газрыг сонгохдоо нутгийн иргэд мөсний гадрах дээр сүх лоомоор цохиж үсэрч үзээд гарч буу чимээгээр нь мэддэг. Өвлийн улиралд орон нутгийн ТV хэрэгсэл бүгд мөсөн замыг ашиглана. Энэ нь зам дөтөлж цаг хугацаа хожихоос гадна уулын мөссөн даваагаар явхаас хамаагүй аюул багтаа байдаг. Өвлийн улиралд тайгад амьдардаг Дукха буюу цаатны уг цотгонд хүрэхэд хөлдөө газраар ердөө 2 цагийн дотор хүрдэг бол зуны улиралд машин явах боломжгүй учраас оройр маш удаан явна. Цэвэр цасыг хоол ундандаа ихээр хэрэглэдэг учраас цаатнууд цас ихтэй газрыг сонгож уртаа барьдаг.
Ice, or icings, are a widespread phenomenon in the cold regions, such as Khövsgöl province. Ice are used by locals as a source of water for drinking and domestic purposes in the spring, when the river water is still dirty. Moreover, during the later spring, locals use icings as bridges to cross the rivers. Permafrost provides moisture for pastures during long, rainless summer days and serves as a source of water for local rivers. Thawing permafrost also negatively impacts pastures and complicates underground food storage. Disappearing ice decrease access to a reliable source of fresh water. The changes in frozen commons threaten food and water security and complicate transportation of the local pastoralists. Permafrost degradation affects local infrastructure, such as a local school building, which cracked in a few years after construction. Degradation of permafrost causes destruction of buildings in this zone. In the context of climate change, as winters become shorter and ice conditions become less predictable, the sustainability and availability of these resources for local people are under threat.
Уур амьсгалын дулаалаас хамаарч нуурын хөлдөх гисэх хугацаанд өөрчлөлт орж байна. Өмнө нь 11-р сард нуурын мөсөөр тээврийн хэрэгслээр явах боломжтой байсан бол одоо 12-р сар гаргаж байж явдаг боллоо. 4 сард мөс хайлж эхэлснээр тээврийн хэрэгслээр явхад бэрхшээлтэй болж энэ үед мөсөн дээгүүр машин жолоодоход жолооч нар мөсөн замын ам цавыг байнга шалгаж явах боломжтой замыг ирж хайх болсноор аюул осол дөртөх эрсдлийг нэмэгдүүлж байна.
These observations include an increasing amount of snow, especially in a growing frequency of hazardous snowstorms, white zoods.
Цас их хэмжээгээр орж 20 см ба түүнээс дээш зузаан цасан бүрхүүл тогтож улмаар хүйтэнтэй хавцарсан зуудыг цагаан зууд гэдэг. Энэ үед хүйтний эрс чангарвал мал бэлчих аргагүй болж өвс тэжээлээр гачигдан зутарснаар тарх хүч муутай мал олноор хорогддог.
Local communities are looking to find ways to adapt to climate change. Nomadic herders organized associations, to join efforts in transitioning from high livestock quantity to smaller but healthier herds, adding processing of dairy and meat products, more efficient management of pastures, etc. Local residents increasingly participate in other types of activities, such as tourism business, providing accommodation and transportation services, creating and selling souvenirs, running shops, etc. The region has begun actively developing tourist events, such as the Ice Festival on Lake Khövsgöl, featuring ice skating, ice sumo, horse sleigh races, and stunning ice sculptures. In light of these challenges, it is important to formulate climate adaptation and mitigation strategies through collaborative efforts that actively involve and respect Indigenous and local peoples' knowledge and perspectives.